let's just switch right to the live stream. I'm about to have road rage. So, all right, folks, good afternoon. All right, there we go. So I'm about to have road rage with this crazy lady behind me here. Like, there was a car in front of me, and I can only go as fast as the car in front of me. I'm doing like 89 miles an hour, and this lady's on my butt. Oh, now she's gonna get behind me. Oh, all that for that, not even to pass. You gotta be kidding me. Cripes. All right, good afternoon. We are driving to Oklahoma or something. Yeah, I was gonna let the live stream starting thing go there for a minute, but I thought we were about to have a road rage incident, so I figured we better flip it over. Yeah, we're gonna wait till we get some. Oh, here she goes. Hi. Oh, that was a man. I think I could barely tell. But anyway, I think I misgendered the poor Mazda. Anyway. We are heading down 44 right now. Alright, I'm starting to think that account is a troll account. It got caught in the filter again, but that same guy just blew off on me for not having my location on the stream. Buddy, it's in the top left. It's I can't possibly make it any bigger. It literally says it right there. That's got to be a troll account. It just has to be. It's like the past like 2 or 3 streams where this same account is just like blown off on me. Like, you don't even have the features that other people have. Blah, blah, blah. You don't even have location. Like, it's right there. Are you blind? Cripes. God damn. Like, I can't make it any bigger. It's like size 48 font already. So we've actually got some updates to talk about. You'll probably notice that down there at the bottom of the stream. I'm surprised nobody's been like, 25,000, what the hell? So we're going to talk about some changes that are happening here and some stuff going on. But we've only got 100 people in here, and that's because typically what happens if we go live prior to the live stream time, it's the way YouTube puts out the notifications. It's really weird. It's really weird. So like all of a sudden it'll push the notifications, and then we'll get an influx of viewers. You give it like 5 or 10 minutes. But it's really weird about how it does that. So all of a sudden we're going to jump from like 100 probably up to like 350 or something. It's just, I don't know. I've actually considered switching to Twitch. But the problem is I make so much money off of YouTube, and it's my primary income source, that I just can't. The nice thing about Twitch is you get an actual live streaming experience, where YouTube is really cobbled together for live streaming experience. But the good news is, folks, the YouTube live stream experience is going to be better here. It's in beta right now, but it's going to be released soon to everything. But soon, very soon, when you get an ad on a live stream, it's going to be a side-by-side ad, so you'll still be able to continue watching the live stream, and the ad will be muted unless you unmute it. Which means your live stream is not going to be interrupted by an obtrusive ad anymore. You're still going to get an ad, but it's not going to totally interrupt the live stream. Thank God for that. And I know I mentioned this before, and I had some people that were like, that's not true because I've seen it on other streams. No, it is. It's in beta right now, and it's being partially rolled out. And yeah, I know that the ad is not muted right now, but YouTube has confirmed to us creators that the ads will be muted. It's currently in beta, so good news. We have good things coming to the YouTube live streaming platform. It's going to be much better here. I need to update the headline on the stream because it is definitely not over. That was my passive-aggressive title the other day. It's no longer over. Let me update that. That'll change here in the next minute when it refreshes. But since we've got some viewers coming in, we'll talk about what's changing and why there's a $25,000 goal at the bottom of the live stream. That's why it's staff, not admin. It's really windy out today, guys. I'm getting like 16 miles a gallon because of this wind. No, this is not a storm chase. All right, so that same dude, okay, I don't think it's a troll account. I think it's just a confused person. Just literally blew up in the chat, and Bot Ricks caught it. Just going off on me. So Steve says, that's literally just the account, Steve, says that it's ridiculous that I'm clickbaiting people into thinking this is a storm chase. All right, folks, so if you look at the thumbnail, it's a really pathetic, corny stock photo of a car going down the road. That is how you can tell if it's a storm chase or not, because our live storm chases have pictures in the thumbnail of like storms and have titles like live storm chasing. So no, we are not clickbaiting anybody. But Steve, I'm gonna probably add you to the whitelist so that you get all of your comments come through, because I think it's ridiculous that our audience is deprived of seeing your rage bait. I actually don't even think it's rage bait. I think this guy's legitimately just a jerk. You should stream with OSB. I don't know what OSB is. But we have to have monetization on the channel, folks. Otherwise, I can't. Otherwise, I can't be out here, right? Like, I need money to do this, obviously. I know, John, but you know the problem is you might have more brain cells than whoever Steve is. So, I think that might be the problem here. Thank you, John, for stating everything that we were all thinking. No, I don't think it's a kid, because this dude could cuss the frickin' horns off a bull. And I mean, don't get me wrong, kids swear, but man, this guy is cussing the horns off a damn bull. Oh, and I think I found the I think I found out why the live stream has been just total ass the past few days. You know how it's been like dropping? You know, I've been complaining about fighting with the signal so much, and I found out why. So there's another device in the car. There's another encoder in here that's running all the time, because I used to use it and I just haven't unplugged it yet. OBS, yeah, TJ, we do stream directly to YouTube for sure. But the other encoder basically receives the stream wirelessly and then retransmits it to our servers and all that. But the other encoder was set to encode it, like to start transmitting. Thanks, Laria. Larea, I'll get it right one of these days. I was gonna start calling you Laura because I thought it was Laura at first, but hey, you know what? We appreciate your super chat either way. But anyway, the damn box is set to transmit, so it's been transmitting basically a dead signal to the same ingest that this device that I'm on right now is transmitting to. And
there's an object on road ahead.
Because it wasn't receiving anything, it was just transmitting a black screen, which came out to be like 30 kilobits per second, and we're streaming at like 15 megabits per second on this. So the way that it works is whichever it gets a connection from first, it creates a tunnel, like a VPN tunnel, to that device. That was disgusting. To that device, and it won't let anything else in. But it's kind of like, it's almost like it was DDoS attacking itself in a way. But if it receives, and if I'm trying to like open myself up to cyber attacks, just so all you kids know, like there's pass keys and phrase, like you would even have to know the IP addresses of the server and stuff. Like you're not going to get through my Cloudflare. But the way it works is, you know, it all proxies through Cloudflare too. But what was happening was this other encoder was trying to transmit that signal, which was just a dead signal, and if the stream in the car would drop and that other encoder would be able to squeak a signal through, it would reject the stream from this right here. And that's why I was having these random dead spots where we would get a quick dead zone, which is normal, you know, to just quick drop signal and it come right back. But then it like would not come back unless I like powered everything off and back on. And I thought we had an issue with an encoder, but no, it's because that other one was still trying to transmit, even though I thought it was turned off, but it wasn't. So that's why the past like few weeks, it's just been a constant fight with the equipment in this car to try to get a live stream through. So I unplugged it. So that should solve all of our problems. And basically, even when it did have a signal, that thing was like constantly trying to request a tunnel from the server, and it was basically just tying up the pipeline and causing all sorts of issues. So that was the issue. I spent hours last night trying to figure out what the hell was wrong, and then I'm like, you don't think that other piece of junk is still trying to transmit, do you? And sure as hell, I logged into it and it's trying to transmit. So I'm like, well, we better unplug that. But yeah, we have the next chase is tomorrow. Looks like West Texas or the Texas Panhandle. So folks, listen, you guys are going to get my sales pitch now. I don't know if you guys are ready for this, but we are going to talk about some cool stuff. This is not terribly boring. So if you're like, oh Christ, I'm not listening to this shit, don't click off just yet. Starting on November 1st, we are starting a massive crowdfunding campaign for Project Weather Eye. We are looking to open up crowdfunding to really push what we're about to start here. Why did I just lose my freaking A? Oh no, it's working. That was the iPad. We're about to really push something super cool. And I'm not going to go into huge details right now, but I'm going to give you guys a little bit of the rundown as kind of like an early adopter thing. We are seeking $25,000 crowdfunded. Now, I know that's a lot of money, but listen, we've got 85,000 on Facebook, 150,000 over here. If I can just reach a fraction of those people with $5, $10, $20, whatever, just a fraction, we're going to meet that goal like no problem. No problem. So, what we're doing, I had a big sit down, a big meeting the other night. GoFundMe doesn't take any more of a cut than the other ones do, but I'm getting to that. Hold on a second. But listen, folks, I had a big discussion the other night. The reason why I was so against using GoFundMe is because of all these damn storm chaser asswipes on Twitter that say that, oh, people that use GoFundMe are poor and shit. And it's like, you know what? We are trying to do a science mission to better the public, and it can actually make a difference when it comes to forecasting. Not only that, but it's really cool. And I decided that not only, I was trying to be politically correct with Project Weather Eye. I didn't want to ruffle feathers of storm chasers, but I realized I don't care. I just don't care. We need to do what's right for our business. I don't care what Tom, Dick, or Harry wants to cry about in the Love's parking lot. We are our own thing, and we have nothing to do with them. So basically, we're going here. I need a progress bar, right? And I need protection for you folks. One of the biggest, I surveyed a small number of people, and one of the biggest hesitations that people have with contributing money to a project like this is they want a reliable platform where they can see a progress bar for the goal, and they also want some sort of protection, not necessarily if I do something wrong, but if there's somebody gets hacked or whatever, right? GoFundMe provides that. And I'm not going to make this into a big thing of whether we should use GoFundMe or not. I already got into this with some people on Facebook a while back, and it's what we're going to use, right? But what we're trying to do, folks, we're trying to launch 100 radiosondes carried by weather balloons in the months of March, April, May, and June. This will be a year-round project, but we're really trying to hit it hard in April, May, and June, but March we're going to start testing some stuff. We are also looking to deploy a high-resolution mesonet, right? So we are looking to deploy anywhere from 20 to 75 mesonet sensors ahead of severe weather on big severe weather days. That's going to help us and other forecasters, because this is going to be open source free data to the public and weather service and anybody who needs the data. Open source. I'm not charging for data. This isn't, freaking Climavision here. Nothing against them, just saying, but we're going to make this data open source. And because we're going to make this data open source, that means that I'm not going to get corporate sponsors that are going to pay for the data. So that means we got to resort to our audience. We are looking to do big things, but our budget is extremely small. my budget is barely breaking even right now, right? This is expensive. Not only do we have equipment, but we've got manpower, because this is also going to be something that's going to provide paid opportunities for people so they can earn money to pay their bills. We're trying to better the world in a lot of ways here. And obviously we're going to live stream it all. But this data is going to allow us to make better forecast decisions. We're going to be able to tell if the atmosphere is capped, if it's got better instability or what, because the weather models don't necessarily show an accurate depiction of what's happening right now. A weather balloon with a radio sound tells us exactly what the atmosphere looks like from where we launch it all the way up to 80, 90, 100,000 feet. We can take that data and live stream it into our live stream, into Radar Omega, and obviously into our website, and provide easy downloads to the log data if someone wants to use it for research purposes, but also obviously live stream it at, literally folks, as that data comes down the radio pipe, basically from the balloon to our ground receiver. Within 5 seconds, that data packet is on the server for you guys to look at. You're literally going to be looking at live streaming real-time data from ground level all the way to 100,000 something feet. Live. At no cost to you, no cost to the weather service, no cost, hell, AccuWeather, if they want to use our damn data, no cost to them. I don't give a shit. This is open source data for the public. Weather data should not be monetized. Sometimes it's, there's differences here, but this is very basic data that needs to be public. So what we're looking at, we've determined that a $25,000 budget will float us through March, April, May, and June for this project, because this stuff's expensive. $210 a sonde, $25 a balloon, $400 per tank of helium. I'm probably gonna need 4 or 5 of those, things like that. Because we're not using hydrogen. I'm not having another Hindenburg disaster here in the bed of my truck. But we've also got people, and then also we have to build additional mesonet packs, right, with the sensor probes and such. $25,000 doesn't even come close to covering it. $25,000 basically gives us an operating budget so that I can pick up the slack, right? SeeTheStorm.net, this YouTube channel, is going to pick up the slack. Okay, if it comes out to be 35 grand, well, guess who's paying the bill? Yeah, me. So that's part of being a business owner. But 25 is a reachable number that I have queried a couple of people. I've talked to some industry experts. I've talked to lawyers. We've talked to a lot of people, right? 25 grand is where we're at. So here's how you can help if you're interested in this. There is a website that is not pinned in the chat description, but I will pin it. Give me just a minute. You can go there and click on the GoFundMe link. You'll see at the bottom of the screen, we now have a GoFundMe progress bar. That's going to stay up there until we hit this goal. We can do the super chat goal in the chat, right? So I don't know how quickly that progress bar updates, but it should update every few minutes. I think it's live. So we now have that. So starting November 1st, we're going to start hitting this hard. I'm going to start, social media posts, all sorts of stuff about it. For now, that's your early access and such. Now, here's what I am legally required to tell you, and I had to pay $250 an hour to get this answer out of a lawyer, okay? And I think ChatGPT could have told it to me. Now, I am supposed to tell you, because as a thank you for those folks that do contribute, what I wanted to do, but was informed it was illegal, was to provide, like, anybody who donates $50 or more, I wanted to take like 20 of those people and just randomly raffle off like t-shirts and stuff as a way to say, hey, thanks. I was told that constitutes as an illegal lottery and I need a permit for that. So I'm here to tell you that I would never ever do that. But I may still be willing to contact folks that donate to the GoFundMe at random to potentially receive t-shirts or stickers or free stuff if selected randomly, but that would not be as a prize or a sweepstakes or any sort of, giveaway for donating. That would simply be for you to be a product tester, and I may be reaching out so you could test some products. But I am in no way, shape, or form raffling, sweepstakes, lottery, gambling or any of that. However, I am just putting it out there that in the future, I may be looking for product testers to receive items, but absolutely would not be making that determination off of anybody that specifically donated $50 or more to the GoFundMe. I would never do that. But for legal reasons, right? Because I was told that apparently that constitutes illegal gambling, and that's ridiculous. But whatever, I don't want to get sued because I've already had somebody try to take down my YouTube channel because they don't like me. So whatever, screw them. So I don't want to get sued. So that's the legal disclaimer that I had to add in there. So I think I think we're all on the same page now, but we've got some cool stuff coming. We've got patches, cool shirts, all sorts of cool stuff about this. So like if you see us out there this spring, like you can come up and ask us for like a free shirt or something. Or a patch or whatever, because we're gonna like just have all sorts of cool shit to hand out, because like that's part of doing this. Like we have to have something to give back, right? So yeah, no gambling here. God, what a freaking crime! I looked into the permit. You guys don't even want to know how much a permit costs. But no, we are not going to be giving away, raffling off any prizes to anybody who donates, because even though that seems like a reasonable thing to do, that would be what is considered illegal gambling in the state of Wisconsin and the state of Colorado, which we are governed by both of those because of where my business is registered and also where I live. So I will definitely not be doing that, but any sort of product testing would be secondary and not technically related to this GoFundMe. Just want to make that clear. Now we're all on the same page, and now my lawyer will not yell at me. All right, I pinned the website in the chat. Yeah, they do it on other YouTube channels. For sure they do, but the thing is just because they do it doesn't mean that I won't get in big trouble for it, and I could lose everything that I've worked hard for. So I got to do it somewhat by the book, just because they could literally, somebody could actually yank my YouTube channel down, right? So I not only do I have to protect myself and my family, I have to protect the people working with us, so. It's considered gambling because it would give people an incentive to pitch in money to think they could receive a prize, basically. There are a lot of stupid rules in this country. That guy's got a flat tire or something. But yeah, anyway, so if you guys are interested, understand that we do get immediate access to those funds. So we're going to be withdrawing funds from the GoFundMe every $1,000 and starting to order, because what we need this cash for is radio songs mostly, because that's expensive. But listen, every time we launch a balloon, guys, it's going to cost us $400. And we're not the government. We're not receiving grants for this. Like, we're doing this to better everything. And also it's educate people, right? It's a great science project. It's a great public relations thing. It's a great way to educate people on the weather and such, So if you want to be part of this and own it, you basically, and own this a little bit, you guys are welcome to go ahead and pitch in with the GoFundMe. There is a link on the Project Weather Eye website, wxeye.org, and also you can find it in the chat description there. That money does not go to me. That money gets withdrawn into a Project Weather Eye account. It is not funding me. It's not funding lifestyles. It's not funding vacations or dumb shit like that. It is funding our mission, because this is gonna be pretty cool. We're biting off a lot, but it's something we really want to do, and we have a dedicated group of people. And keep in mind, folks, that our camera network will also be integrated into this, but we don't need to do anything. Our camera network is already built and stable. We've got like 60 freaking cameras, folks. We're good. Like, we don't need to, like, that's that is stable. So we don't need to increase those numbers here. So we've got that. So we'll be doing the camera network obviously as well. But all of this will be in addition to it. So you can see what a big thing this is going to be. So thank you in advance to anybody who may be interested there. I need to give me just a little bit of tolerance though, folks, because I don't know if we've done some test donations and stuff. There is a way. GoFundMe now gives you an API to integrate it into your live stream, and I will have to figure out. There is a way to get it to show, like, it'll pop up like a super chat. It'll be like, hey, you know, frickin' Billy Bob donated $16.16. But the thing is, I need to make sure that there's a way that we can make it so it just says first names. Because right now it puts up last names too. That's why I don't have it showing. The goal is there, but I don't want to put people's first and last names because, like, this could... We don't want to get anybody in trouble with taxes, and we also don't want to get anybody in trouble with, like, spouses or what, you know what I'm saying? So there is a way that I can change it, but I don't know if it defaults to first and last, because it looked like it was doing it with first and last, even if you checked anonymous. So I need to have it just do first name. It'll be like, you know, first name has donated, you know, $80 or whatever, and have it pop up on stream, because we can do it. I just need to sit down and figure it out. But what's really cool is, you know, we've got the goal bar. That was a big thing for me on why I didn't want to use it before, but now we have that. So we have a visual representation of how close we are to it. Oh, and by the way, still in my sales pitch, folks, if you are a business and you donate $500, now I want you to understand something. GoFundMe's terms of service requires me to tell you that if you donate $500 to our GoFundMe, I am not allowed to offer you anything. So if you are a business and want to donate $500 or more, understand that I would not be doing this through the GoFundMe. But if you did accidentally donate through the GoFundMe, you would just simply want to send me an email, right? And we would fix it. But $500 or more, I know it's a lot. Businesses want to do it though. $500 or more, you businesses, if you've got a logo, website, whatever, we're going to do a t-shirt like frickin' NASCAR style where we stick everybody's logo, everybody's website, all that stuff. I don't care if we got to go front and back and make it look ridiculous. I'll wear it. I don't care how many freaking logos are. We're going to take business logos and all that, put them on t-shirts, and we're going to take those t-shirts and stuff with us on deployments, and we're going to give them out. And we're also going to tack those logos and stuff in a sponsor section on our website. And of course, give you some credit on the stream. So if you are a business and want to donate, just make sure that you know that I am not giving you anything in return legally, but those are what my plans are, and I will be monitoring, right, for anybody that does that, and I would obviously be in contact with them. But if you want to do it in a way that does not involve a third party and you are a business, you can absolutely email me, and we can work something out, right? So we are not trying to be a corporate sellout, but I think it would be really cool for those businesses that come out of the woodwork and are like, yeah, this is cool, you know, here's $1,000 or something like that. Let's put their logo on a shirt. Like, let's just spam logos all over a shirt, and we'll have, you know, why not, right? Because those are the people that believe in what we're doing and want to fund what we're doing. You know, I do that. You know, if I see somebody doing something cool or a cool project, you know, I might say, hey, here's $100 or something. And I think it's really cool. Like, let's, you know, this is a partnership, this is a team effort. This is not a corporate selling out. This is not me saying we're going to stick, you know, we're going to sell everything out. It's like, no, we're going to take everybody, every business who contributed and supported our business, and just spam their logos on a shirt and stuff like that. It's cool, right? Because we could say, look, this is the team effort that it took everybody to do this. So that's where we're at. All right, I'll shut up with my sales pitch. I have got to get this frickin' fly out of here. I am about to get really pissed off. But anyway, so now you know the sales pitch. That's where I'm at. We are on our way to Oklahoma. We've got a storm chase tomorrow. It looks like crap. Friday also looks like crap. Saturday and Sunday look like crap. And Monday and Tuesday look like a little bit less crap. Yeah, Eric, I'm not quite... Actually, no, I am. Yeah, we're like 10 minutes outside of Springfield. So we have like 5 crap days coming up. So... Speaking, like statistically speaking, I would imagine that of those 5, like if you take 5 crappy days and put them together, I meant like you get a full day out of it, I guess. I don't know, but it doesn't look too bad. Like tomorrow, I don't have high expectations, but we're going to the Western Texas Panhandle. I can't complain. Friday might be Fort Stockton. I'm not even joking. So you know that's going to probably play out pretty well. Saturday and Sunday, I'm not sure if those are even going to be chase days at all. They might be, they might not be. Monday and Tuesday are probably going to be chase days, maybe eastern Kansas or like northeast Oklahoma, something like that. So that's kind of what we're looking at, folks. So I'm kind of excited to be back out here. The truck is running fairly well. I did not get a phone call back from the shop when I asked them to return my $130-something that they should not have charged me. So I might be calling them live on the stream later. I'm not very happy about that. But yeah, they oh yeah, I had to replace wheel studs. Guys, I'm gonna start taking people's torque wrenches away. These I've got wheel spacers on here because my wheels are so big, otherwise they rub, or the tires are so big. I got wheel spacers on here, and they're to be torqued to like 80 foot-pounds, right? So, and I told them that. I'm like, hey, the torque spec on those wheel spacers is 80 foot-pounds. Okay. Well, I went to rotate my tires yesterday when I changed my oil, and oh my God, I busted 2 freaking wheel studs off the front left driver because they had them torqued down so tight. So I had to replace wheel studs yesterday in the wheel spacers. Thank God it was in the spacers. It was really easy to replace them, but it's just like, God, you guys overcharged me, you didn't finish the job, and you broke my truck. Like, come on, guys. Like, have a little respect for the customer. Like, I'm not super happy here. Like, there's no excuse that a shop should over-torque or under-torque wheel lug nuts, because when you take your vehicle somewhere, they should be torquing the lug nuts, even if they're just using a torque stick. Like, torque sticks on an impact, it's probably not the right way to do it, but at least it's fine. It's probably fine. But I feel like these guys just took like a 1/2-inch impact and just drove them home. I was pretty pissed. I was really pissed because it took away time that I was supposed to be, spending with, people at home, like my family. And then I had to spend an hour freaking dicking around with the truck. That kind of made me mad. It wasn't even the cost. It was the fact that it took, the only few hours I had at home this week, I had to mess with my truck. That really upset me. So I just ended up replacing all 12 wheel studs on the front. I'm like, well, if 2 were broken, they might have stretched out the threads on the other ones. So I just replaced them all, but it's easy because I just take the spacer out and hit them out with a hammer and then put new ones in. But these Bora wheel spacers that I got, they just take the factory stud. They just pound right in, which is really nice. So you don't have to replace the spacer. Eric, I got an email from you too that I haven't responded to. Folks, by the way, I noticed you in the chat and it came to mind. I will respond to that. It's just, guys, there's a lot of folks that have emailed me over the past month or two. I'm still trying to answer emails from back in May, and I'm not even kidding. So if you've sent an email with a question or a request, just understand that I am not ignoring it. It's taken me so long to get through some of them. That just popped into my head. Also, we've got a couple of new moderators coming on too. So we've got 2 new mods that are going to be coming on. We had quite a few apply. If you haven't been contacted, it doesn't mean you're not going to be contacted. I basically just started with the 2 that were kind of first come, first served that met the qualifications. We're probably going to be adding some and opening up some moderator positions here soon. But if you did apply to that and you haven't gotten anything back, it doesn't mean that we think you suck or anything. It just means I really just haven't really gotten to looking at it, basically. It's been really busy lately. The weather hasn't been that active, but there's been a lot of book work. Like, this month seems like it's just been constantly busy, but like we haven't really done that much. Like, I've done a lot on the back end with the live streaming. So what I'm doing right now is, you guys might actually notice a little bit of a difference here in the way that we're in the like stream quality. Maybe not. But we're actually getting set up to stream in HDR, which anybody with an iPhone knows about HDR. HDR, which is high dynamic range, basically gives you super bright whites and super dark blacks. It looks freaking cool. And if you have an iPhone, they adopted it. It looks awesome. But YouTube is going to let us stream in HDR. And I'm setting us up for HDR. And we're almost ready to flip the switch. But it's going to be so cool because the contrast is going to be better. Like, if the sky is really bright and the ground is really dark, like, you're actually going to be able to see it instead of it just being like black and white, you know, a white sky and a black ground. Like, it gives you more range of brightnesses basically with your phone screen. And if you have an HDR TV, it's going to look incredible, guys. Like, if you've got an iPhone, like, Google like HDR examples or something. I mean, it's incredible. So to do that, I've had to switch my live streaming from SRT with HEVC to HLS. HLS is the only thing I can carry this over. So, oh look, it's the bussies. But so we're actually using HLS, and it's a modified HLS. I actually had to code like our own video format. It's very interesting. I might do a live stream talking about it, but we're literally streaming in a proprietary format, a modified format of HLS, basically. But basically, we have to push a lot of data over a little bit of bandwidth, and I'm pretty excited to be able to flip the switch on HDR. Like, it's really freaking cool. My YouTube, like my reels that I upload to Facebook, a lot of those are in HDR. A lot of the newer ones are in HDR anyway. Like, it just looks so cool. All right, so this is Springfield. We're actually streaming in HDR from the car here, but I have to flip the switch from the server, which is vMix, to YouTube here for HDR. I'm just not ready to do that until we fully tested it, because I would hate to go live with it and then have an issue with it and then be screwed. I'm really big on quality. That's why I really like audio. Like, audio is very important to me. I'm very big on quality because, like, you can watch any live stream you want.
There's construction ahead.
Okay, Google, I'm aware of that. But it's really difficult. Like, one thing to set people apart from others is quality. And there's a lot of folks that stream, like, I'll be honest with you, like, I had some people reach out to me, some chasers from Severe Studios that are bound to Severe Studios under a contract. And they're trying to get out of their contract. Because I guess Severe Studios won't let them, like, really do anything. They think that they own them. And they're like, why does your live stream look better than ours? And I'm like, give me a sample. And I looked at it. I'm like, what are you streaming in? Like, that looks like dog crap. 480p, and I'm like, well, 480p is actually fine for a live stream. Like, send me your settings. Severe Studios has instructed them to stream at 400 kilobits per second. And I'm like, buddy, that's barely enough for your audio. Your audio is 96 kilobits a second. You really think you're going to get a live stream through that little bit? And they're just like, well, this is what they're telling me. I'm like, they're telling you that because Severe Studios runs a website where they have a built-in player, and they don't want to pay for data. You know, they don't want to pay to transcode and serve that data to the public at a high, because you're paid per kilobit per second, per bit, basically, that they have to pay. I'm like, that's why they want you to keep a dog crap resolution stream so they don't have to pay. I'm like, you need to break that contract, wipe your butt with it, and just start streaming on YouTube and make some real money. So I think I influenced a little bit of a revolution there, but I've noticed there's a huge misconception in live streaming that, oh, you don't need high resolution. You do, because the problem is people have come to expect it. When I started live streaming, guys, I streamed at 540, which is
There's
not
construction ahead.
HD. It's a step below HD. It's 960 pixels by 540 pixels. It's a little bit less than 1280 by 720. It saves a little bit of data, and I would stream at 700 kilobits per second, and it looked okay. If you go back and look at live streams from 5 years ago, 6 years ago, or if you go dig up the old Twitch account from like 7 years ago, it looks okay. It's not great, but it's okay. But now people expect better, and when you see like a crappy quality like that, it's hard to watch it because our eyes have become so accustomed to a better live stream and better video quality. And a lot of that is because of phones. Like 5, 6, 7 years ago, our phone screens weren't as high of resolution, and it didn't matter because everything just kind of looked the same. Now, people, like, whether we actually require it or not, we kind of like subconsciously are always looking for better quality. Like, we want to see every fine detail. So we have to push these huge amounts of data. So you've got to have bonding and satellite and cellular. We really have to push a lot of data now. A minimum good quality live stream is going to be 480p at about 1300 kilobits per second. And I say 480p. 480p is actually fine for like what I'm doing, because if you're on a phone, it's going to look fine. But people on big TVs, and that's the other thing I forgot to mention, because people have such big TVs now. If you take a 480p stream with 800 kbps and put it on a 4K TV that's 80 inches, which a lot of people have 80-inch TVs now because they're cheap. You can go to Walmart and get a 75, 80-inch TV for like $300, And when you look at it on a big screen like that, it's going to look terrible. Just terrible. Pixelated, blocky, it's just awful. And most people are watching on TVs. 79% of my audience watches on a TV, believe it or not. And I would imagine that's probably true for most, But we live in a world where we now have to push these huge amounts of data to get these high quality live streams. And like, so many people that live stream, they're just not caring about the quality. It's just, we're just going to stream 1,000 megabits per second. Like, don't get me wrong, sometimes that's all you can get through. Sometimes that's all you can get through. But most of the time you can go better. Like, I'm streaming 6,500 megabits per second right now to save some data costs. But when we're live streaming a storm, we'll go all the way up to 20 megabits per second. Now, don't get me wrong, there's other people like, our Australian friend, he's one of the people that I really think gets it, and I use him as an example of like how people should manage their data, because Daniel will go out there and he'll be like, okay, well, we've got terrible signals, so we're going to go lower quality, lower frame rate. Oh, we've got better signals, we're going to go higher quality, higher frame rate. And that's the best way to do it. Like, my setup is doing that automatically, right? So if we go into a dead zone, it's going to lower our quality and our frame rate, or our resolution and frame rate. But there's a lot of people out there that are just setting their resolution at like 1920 by 1080 and then going 1,000 kilobits. That's not going to work. You're better off with a smaller resolution video with that lower bit rate. So like, there's this huge misconception of it, and I'm not saying that benefits me, but I've noticed that this is actually might be a realm or kind of a content flavor here that might interest other live streamers. So I might start doing some more content and instructional stuff on how to get like better quality video and stuff through the pipe, because the amount of people that have asked me about it over the past 2 months really shows me that people just don't know, and like, they want to know. And this is something that I am an expert on. I'm qualified to talk about it. So we might start doing some like behind the scenes live streams about like how to set your video settings and stuff for live streaming or something. 'Cause there's a lot that goes into this. Like, I wish it was easy. It's not easy and it's not cheap. I really wish it were, though. I really wish it were. Where am I headed? I don't know, like Oklahoma or something? Probably. I don't know. Maybe Elk City. We're not that far away. Once you get through Missouri, it's not so bad. It's just there's always a lot of cars and stuff on this stretch of 44. A lot of trucks. Well, I tell you what, you want to talk about how ridiculous it is to register vehicles over here. What's stupid is now I got to pay a freaking wheel tax. They want $20 a wheel for my truck. Yeah, we now have a wheel tax. How many wheels are on your truck? 4? Oh, you owe us $80. Like, didn't I pay taxes for the wheels and tires when I bought the wheels and tires? Like, I don't mean to be rude, but holy smokes. But I shouldn't complain because in Wisconsin, we've actually got some of the lowest vehicle registration fees that there are. And even though they're not super low. You know, I don't have to do a stupid state inspection. I don't have to do any of that. I think my renewal is like $150. It's not terrible, but I just think it is a little bit ridiculous. It's like they're trying to milk us with these vehicle registration fees and a tax for this, a tax for that. And now there's an electric vehicle tax. You know, they wanted everybody to go buy an electric car, which don't get me wrong. I think electric cars are great. I don't think they're going to save the world and save the environment because of the lithium mining and all that, all the environmental waste that goes into making them. But if you want to buy an electric car, go buy an electric car. I know some people make it political, but it's not. If you want to own a Tesla or a Rivian, go buy one. You know? But because they're not paying tax on the gas, now they're sticking them with these electric vehicle taxes, and like some states want like $500 a year just because you own an electric vehicle. But like 3 or 4 years ago, they were like, everybody needs to go electric. Well, now they're punishing them for going electric. It's like, God dang, guys, make your mind up. Like, we just can't get anything done in this government anymore. Cripes. I actually want an electric F-150. The problem is there's a lot of issues where they're just not getting very good range. I couldn't chase on it, but like to have at home. Like Nikki wants a truck or something, which I'm not opposed to because like my truck gets better gas mileage than any other vehicle I own. And if you buy like an F-150 with the crew cab, like it's basically a family car. There's so much room in here. But I would love to have an electric vehicle at home, because if you get 350 miles of range and you charge it in the driveway, you're very rarely going over that. And if you are, take one, you know, you just keep a gas vehicle or something for long trips. I don't know. But I would love to have an electric car, less maintenance and stuff. I would absolutely love that at home. I would drive it all the time. So I would absolutely buy an electric car. I know a lot of people are like, electric is stupid. And you know what? Electric cars are only stupid if you listen to the news headlines. Because the news headlines are like, we have to go electric by 2025 or whatever, or we're all going to die from smog. Well, you have to remember that there's also a lot of pollutants and environmental issues that come from like the batteries and building the cars. So the carbon footprint is not zero, you know. But if you look at an appropriate headline like, hey, buy an electric car and spend less in maintenance, that's true. You're still going to have maintenance, but you're not going to be doing your brakes as much because of regen braking. You're not going to have as many fluids to change. You'll still have some fluids to change. You're not going to have as many. You're not going to have as many breakdowns. You still might have suspension issues, but overall, the electric car is probably going to be cheaper to own in the long run. Maybe not necessarily factoring in the initial cost, but the maintenance costs are going to be better. And you know, it is going to be cheaper than gas to drive around. But so I guess my standpoint is on that, folks. If you want to buy an electric car, go buy one. Go buy one. You know, not everything has to be political. So I would buy one. I would love to buy one. I would love to own one. And they're almost I almost could afford one too. They've really come down in price. But I really want an F-150 Lightning. But the problem is that they advertise them at X amount of miles, but a lot of people are reporting that they're not getting anywhere near that. So until the battery technology improves, I can't. I really don't want anything to do with it, you know. But usually, I oftentimes hit a nerve when I make these comments where everybody will tell me how wrong I am. But something to remember, folks, like, mean, I'm hybrid certified. Like, I know that sounds really dumb and dorky. That's like saying, oh, I'm forklift certified, but I am hybrid certified. Like, I do understand electric, right? So when I went through like the Ford program and stuff with UTI many years ago, one of the things, like, you could go and get like certified and do this like ASE stuff with like all these, like you could be a certified, you know, master engine builder or like a transmission builder or a freaking brake, a brake or a suspension specialist. One of the things I went and did just to do, I'm a certified hybrid specialist. So like I know a lot about electric vehicles and hybrids and stuff. And I could promise you folks that I'm not saying this stuff just to bullshit you. Like, if I go buy an electric vehicle and again, like if I buy an electric car and then a very similar gas car, drive them the same amount of miles in the same conditions, that electric car is going to be cheaper overall. Absolutely. As long as you maintain it. The problem is a lot of people aren't maintaining them. A lot of like people with these Teslas are like, the battery blew up and now it needs a $20,000 battery. Well, a lot of times because they're not taking care of the car, and you look at the car and it's never had any maintenance. Like, there is maintenance to do. There's also proper charge cycles. Like, yes, the batteries are built to be charged and discharged, but it's like any battery. If you're not exercising it properly, like full charges, full discharges every now and then, that does cause an issue with them. It's not necessarily like a memory effect like NiCad batteries have, but in a way it kind of is. And there is software and ways that they condition themselves to kind of remove that, like, quote unquote memory, if you want to call it that. But it's not like you have to exercise the battery in a way, if that makes sense. Like, like a full charge followed by a full discharge is good for it. Constant top offs, not so much. And a lot of people just aren't taking care of them. Like, just, it's different than a gas car. There's some maintenance things you need to do, some things you don't. Like some of the electric cars still have gear oil in the motors or in the drivetrain, and that needs to be changed. But of course, people aren't changing it because they don't know it's there sometimes. So it's not that people don't want to maintain their vehicles; sometimes they just don't know. So that's why, like, I would absolutely take like an electric car to have at home, but it wouldn't be to save the world or save the whales or anything. It would just be because I want one. Because anybody who's driven a fully electric car before will probably agree with me that they are the fastest, most fun to drive things I've ever driven. Like, I've driven all sorts of cars, and I know somebody's going to be like, oh, I got a 1995 Mustang, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, guys. I don't care what turbo or supercharger you got on it. Like, it don't matter. Like, an electric has immediate torque on demand. They are super fun to drive. Yes, they have their setbacks. I get it. I'm a diesel technician. I get it. I used to work with big trucks, bulldozers, tractors, all sorts of shit. I get it. But I'm just saying, like, from a driving perspective, I have had way more fun in an electric car than I've ever had in anything else. I just don't think that the government should be trying to regulate the car. Like, buying an electric or a gas car is a personal choice, not a choice the government should make for you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the Model S is pretty sweet. The plaid. I don't like the SUV Teslas. I think that's the Y. I just don't like them. I think they're ugly. But I do like the Model S. Like the newer ones. I think the older ones were goofy looking, but the newer ones are pretty sweet. But right, exactly. Like, no gas motor is going to beat an electric motor on instant torque. Exactly. It's physics, right? But I will tell you, though, give it maybe another 5 years, and I think electric cars are going to be much better than they are now. Battery technology will improve. Yeah, I don't like the car having to be like connected to like its home base over the cloud. I don't like that either, because I feel like that's just one more thing to go wrong, right? Like, oh, the server's down, and then half the stuff in your car, like, yeah, the car still drives, but like half the stuff it's supposed to do that it needs to phone home for isn't working. I don't like that. Hell, this guy is seriously going to pass me on the right when there's a car there. You are a freaking jerk. This guy's pulled over and he's standing outside on the passenger side of his vehicle, and what a jerk off. God, people. Tell you what, if he would have hit that guy or taken his door off or something, it would have been the last time he did that. But anyway, even my truck is like that. Like, it talks to Ford for all sorts of stuff. Like, this thing will literally chirp my phone in the middle of the night if it thinks one of the tires is lower than it should be. Like,
there are police reported ahead.
Like, I'll be driving down the road and I'll be using my windshield washer fluid, and my phone will get a notification that says my windshield washer fluid is low before the truck tells me on the dash. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Like, a minute or two before the truck even decides to put it on the dash, I get a thing on my phone. Like, it's pretty cool, but it's just one thing to break, you know? Well, and that's just it, too, like the charging network and stuff, too. And even if it's not like a deliberate misuse or like abuse of the charging system, it's just, what happens if there's just a problem? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's only one charging station and that's the only one you can get to, and you show up and there's a problem. Well, if there's one, you know, if there's a gas station you show up to and it's out of gas, you can usually just go 5 minutes down the road and get to the other one, but you might have to go 45 minutes down the road to get to the next charger, you know? So, definitely we are a long way away from having any sort of like storm chaseable car, if that makes sense. That's electric.
There are police reported ahead.
God dang, I have got to get the frickin'... these flies have got to get out of here. Alright, well, I got rid of one. That's a start. But anyway, I don't know. I'm looking forward to this this stretch of storm chasing, I think. I don't have high expectations, but I do have expectations that it'll be not boring. It's always nice when we get out into Texas. You gotta remember too, folks, where we're going on Friday. Holy shit, helicopter. You guys see the helicopter? Probably not. Damn it, you missed the helicopter. Shit. Well, that ruins my day. But anyway, we've got the, what is that? The Big Bend, or the Big something park down there south of Fort Stockton that's got some driving trails on it, like sort of off-road driving trails. So if Friday's chase ends up being dog crap and there's nothing else Saturday and Sunday, or even if Friday is a good day and there's nothing on Saturday and Sunday and we don't have to be up to like Tulsa until Monday afternoon, we could go down into the national park and drive around and stuff. So that'd be pretty cool. So like we'll have stuff to do and drive right down to the river, damn near it. So that's pretty cool. Gives us something to do. But this time of year you have to take what you can get. Like it might not look like an incredible severe weather event here, but it's definitely something that we can come out here and work with. No outbreaks though. No outbreaks. Not even next week. I see a lot of people calling next week an outbreak. There's just no way. It don't look that great. But it'll still be something to chase. That's the side of the road. So, looking forward to it. I only had a day at home, which kind of sucks, but it's important to remember that when you get these periods like this and it's super busy, there's still going to be a couple periods during the year where it's like dead as a post and you're sitting at home for like 3 weeks straight. So yeah, I gotta get my truck over there to Rob's neighbor. Rob actually is his neighbor. I verified that. It's not clickbait. But yeah, he's gonna do my the rear main in my Tahoe one of these days when I actually get off my ass and get it over there. That thing has been that truck has just been so good. Like I drove it yesterday, day before. Like, that thing drives so nice. For a 16-year-old truck, that thing drives so nice. I mean, obviously, I've rebuilt, the front end on it and all that with new parts and stuff, but still, it's just that truck drives so nice. I would absolutely... If somebody came up to me and was like, I've got another 2009 Tahoe, like, do you want it? I would if I had the cash, I would absolutely buy it and just keep it. Like, that thing has been so reliable. I mean, yeah, it's leaking some oil, but we know what it is. It's not super expensive, and we can fix it. So, I mean, it's leaking decently out of the rear main, but it's not enough that, like... And I also don't drive it that much. Like, it's not a huge deal. But that's a super common issue on those 5.3s from that generation, to have the rear main start leaking. I'm surprised it's lasted this long. In a 16-year-old truck with over 250,000 miles on it, you would have thought that would have started leaking sooner. Surprisingly, it hasn't. And maybe it did at one point. It was already fixed. It's possible, but that's not a super expensive repair. And it's usually not on any truck either. You got to pull the transmission out, but it's not super labor intensive. It's at least you're not walking away spending $3,500 or something like that. Especially on a two-wheel drive, because that's a two-wheel drive, so you don't have to deal with the damn transfer case or anything. That makes it a little easier, but. Alright, well, that was another fly. I don't know where they came from. Yeah, I battle rust myself. Like, I spend so much money on car washes, especially in the winter time. Like, before the vehicle like gets put away, like it's like basically, if the vehicle is being driven, it's getting washed at least twice a week. You know, if you wash them frequently and like wash them good, like actually spray underneath them and stuff, you won't have rust problems. But the problem is a lot of people don't do that, and then these vehicles just rust out. I mean, like us car people know that. Like, as long as you wash them, they're fine. But like the average person doesn't get underneath of it in the car wash and spray under it. They just spray the top off, and then the bottom just sits there and rots away. How often do I wax? Not super often. Like this truck needs waxed. I don't know, maybe like once every 2 months or something. Usually just do it in a parking lot, in the shade. I need to clean the inside of this truck. I just haven't had a chance. That's why I'm trying to hurry up and get to the hotel, because I want to like clean the inside of this out real nice. Yeah, I don't do any like undercoating on the vehicle because it'll just come off. So like if you spray, a lot of people use like wool wax or fluid film. And if I spray that on everything, guys, the amount of driving I do and the amount of washing and shit like that,
There are police reported
it's gonna be gone. It's gonna get wore off so fast. You know, that stuff's not permanent, it needs reapplied. So I just wash the crap out of the truck, and that works out just fine. I've never had a vehicle rust out as long as you wash it. So that's the goal. Try to get to the damn hotel quickly here. Because it gets dark out so freaking early. They do make a wand or whatever that goes on the end of the hose for under the car. If I had a shop or somewhere with a floor drain that was heated, I would absolutely have one. We've got a really good car wash at home though that's heated, and the water's heated too, so like the water that comes out is like steaming hot. So it's really pleasant. It's very pleasant in the winter to go in there, like shut the doors and it's like 60 degrees. So I don't mind. I usually just put a raincoat on and then just like lay on the floor and spray under there. But yeah, those things that slide under the car are definitely nice. But yeah, this
There's an object on road ahead.
that power steering rack on this guys must have been starting to get loose for a while, because this thing drives a lot more solid in the front now with that new rack in here. So that might have been a developing issue over a while, you know. I'm just glad that freaking thing, that nightmare's done with. Anyway, not a bad day out, but I don't know what the temperature is. I can't see it, but it should be on the stream there. It's probably like 60 something. But I'm just not used to it being cold. Like last night, it was so freaking cold I didn't even want to be outside. Just not used to this. Like I'm not a big fan of I hate the winter. I just hate cold. I like snow and snowstorms. I just hate cold. I absolutely hate it. But I'm looking forward to snowstorms. We honestly might have a snowstorm here in a couple of weeks. I mean, sometimes they come at the end of October and early November. I think we set the clocks back in like 3 weeks, don't we? 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Yeah, this is why I'm not a big fan of I-44 right through here. From like St. Louis all the way to Tulsa, and then it smooths out a bit. But like St. Louis to Tulsa is such a rough part of I-44 because it's so busy. Like it's always truck traffic in the left lane. Like serious, anybody who's driven here knows that stretch through Missouri is just so bad for truck traffic. And they're always in the left. Like right now, we're doing 57 miles an hour in the 70. Like it's super annoying. You know, because he doesn't. He's probably governed so low and doesn't have he apparently doesn't even have enough power to pass this guy at 57 miles an hour that he probably shouldn't even be trying to pass. But it's just this stretch of interstate. It's always just two rigs like this side by side. Nobody's passing the other, holding everybody up. There's just so many trucks on this part of the road. But once you get into Oklahoma, it really thins out. Or if you get on the other side of St. Louis, it thins out. It's just a very heavy trafficked highway, I guess. Oh, buddy. Now we're down to 56. Come on, dude. The thing is, like, if that guy over there is doing 55 and a half, now you got the guy passing him at 56. Well, what's that extra half a mile an hour going to give you? You should just sit behind the damn guy doing 55 and a half, you know what I'm saying? Or wait for there to, like, be zero cars, because now you're holding up all these cars in the 70. Oh, we're up to 57 again here. Good Lord. Come on, dude. We're going slightly downhill now, so I think he might be able to get it now. Buddy needs a trailer alignment here too. He's like dragging that thing damn near sideways. Guy's mean mugging the hell out of me, too. Sorry, dude. It's pretty quiet weather the rest of the day. I don't even think there's a severe risk anywhere. Like maybe some thunderstorms out west, but that's about it. Cripes, trying to write all sorts of tickets today. Yeah, we'll stream until we get into like Oklahoma here. We're about to come through Joplin in like a minute or 2 or 3. 20 miles. Okay, all right. So in like 20 minutes then, I guess. Windy out here today. Oh my god. It's just getting blown all over the road. Last night was even worse. Trying to come through Illinois, that was just terrible. Yeah, I don't. I did schedule a live stream for tomorrow. I don't even know what time I set it for, but it doesn't really matter. I have no idea when we'll be streaming tomorrow. It could be later in the day, honestly. A lot of the models were showing more activity after dark, but I don't really buy that because that's usually not how it works out there. Usually out there it ends up being earlier, you know. So I don't think that this is going to be an after dark event by any means. I think we're going to have an afternoon event. The 3-kilometer NAM is probably the most reliable model to use for this area that we're headed to. I have to see what it said, but... Okay, we're just stopping. What the frick, man? Come on, guys. Think with your brains. Holy smokes. Alright, we're down to 45 miles an hour here. That's awesome. Somebody must have done something stupid up here. Nothing like almost causing a wreck. Yeah, the NAM was showing like some storms forming like tomorrow around 8 or 9. So that means they'll probably actually get storms around like 4 or 5. Don't be surprised if tomorrow is like a bust. But I also, I really do think that tomorrow is going to be decently active, or at least a little bit entertaining. Something, we should have something to do, let's put it that way. Dude, I can't keep getting on the brakes like this, or this truck behind me is going to be in my back seat. Holy cripes. What is going on? Now we're down to 41 miles an hour on the interstate. Like, what in the world is going on here? I'm telling you guys, it's just the area. It's I-44 every time. This is why I probably should have gotten going earlier. I thought about getting up at like 5 o'clock and just going, but I waited till like 9.
There's an object on road ahead.
And I really shouldn't have. I should have just got going earlier. I don't know if this object on the road is the problem, but I have yet to see it. Just randomly changing lanes. Good job. think we'll have this kind of somewhat active period. Probably all the way through, I think, Tuesday. I mean, it's not active with, like, big rounds of severe weather, but it's active with these, like, kind of little crappy half-ass rounds. Which is fine. Fine. Good enough for me, anyway. I don't know. Sometimes these days that don't look like they're going to be much can end up being the best days of the year, so... Tomorrow might end up being Lubbock. If you go off of the SPC, we might even be down by, like, Lubbock. Which would be fine. Be awesome if we could be somewhere like west of Lubbock, like Lubbock to Hereford area, maybe. The good news is, people, if the truck breaks while we're out there, at least we'll be close to a Ford dealership that doesn't have a stick up their ass and can actually fix things. So, not that I anticipate that, but knowing that we're actually near a competent repair facility is nice. We'll make for a little bit of a longer drive tomorrow to get down to Lubbock. It might be about a 5-hour drive, but that's not terrible. Alright, so this is Joplin up here. You guys might remember that snowstorm that we had out here back in February. Ended up not being much of a snowstorm. Went down to Branson that day. It was definitely not what it was supposed to be. Price of gas has come down quite a bit. That helps out a lot. Yeah, I'd be all right if we got an early season snowstorm. We had that couple of, no, not a, it was last, yeah, it was last year. We had the Trinidad, Colorado event. That was, what did we say that was, like November 2nd or something like that? That was pretty cool. That was a lot of snow over like 48 hours. Just constant snow. I'd be alright with that. But there's been some snow west of Denver on I-70, but nothing really to write home about. But sometimes up in North Dakota, you'll end up with a snowstorm this time of year. So you just kind of got to keep your eye out for that kind of stuff. Because if severe weather ends up just not really being a thing, sometimes there's snow. Waffle House down there to the right. That's where all the, just past where all the hotels are. I got a hell of a story about that Waffle House too. I tell it a lot. I'm sick of telling it. Some of you guys know it. Joplin's not a bad place to stop. I kind of wanted to get here last night, but I stayed in St. Louis, so that's what, 3 hours? I mean, I could have made it, but I didn't want to get to the hotel at 1 o'clock in the morning or something. But Joplin's usually pretty cheap, and it's kind of right in the middle. So usually a pretty good place to stop when you're on the way out here. Normally I don't go this way. I normally would have went out to Des Moines and then down I-35, but I had some stuff to do on the way, so I went this way, like through Illinois and everything. It's the same drive time. Same amount of time, it's just less ideal route. This guy is the reason I couldn't get back over in the right lane. She was like behind me. I passed that guy, and then he gets over in the right lane and then sits in my blind spot, like literally won't let me over. And then just floors it, goes past me, and like throws his hand up at me like I'm the problem. It's like, okay. You know, I could have switched lanes if you wouldn't have been like sitting there. Jesus, dude. I think people forget the rules of like the rules of the road. Like I think there's so many drivers now that just don't understand that like you're supposed to pass on the left. So like coming up, like if there's somebody in the left lane and you want to pass them, sitting like neck and neck with them in the right lane is not gonna like get them over in the right lane. Like if they're passing a car, then you need to like work with them to let them back in the right lane, so the left lane. So I don't know. People just like, it's like those people that'll like come down the on ramp and they'll have a yield sign, but they'll just like force their way into traffic even though they have a yield sign. It drives me nuts. Especially when you got nowhere to go. Like there's a car behind you and a car to your left. It's like, where do you want me to go? Like, you want me to crash my car so you can get on the road and be like, why can't you wait your turn, you know? Don't even get me started on the roundabouts. Problem is, I don't think driver's ed teaches the stuff right anymore. I mean, hell, even when I went through it, it's basically like, here you go, here's your keys, go drive. Figure it out. Good luck. And I don't know if the CDL test is much better anymore. I mean, when I took it, it wasn't that hard. Basically, can you back this thing up into a parking spot? Can you check your air pressure? All right, cool, here's a license. Depends on the part of the world you're at, I guess. The GoFundMe is pinned in the chat. If you go to the top of the chat there's a website and you can click on it. It'll take you to all the links. It's just a link tree. No, it's all right. The thing that I don't like about the YouTube pinned comments, like when you pin something that like it's not super obvious that it's pinned. Like I wish it was more obvious that it's pinned, because it's fine. Like a lot of people ask, and then I'm like, yeah, it's right there. It's not super obvious that it's there. I also think it looks different too, depending on what you're watching on, like some. Like Android, iPhone, all that. Alright, so we should be crossing into Oklahoma in like, I don't know, like 30 seconds or something here. Oh, here comes frickin' the recreational vehicle cowboy here. He's U.S. Air Force retired, folks. He's got 3 bumper stickers on the back of that truck that say U.S. Air Force retired. TYFYS, buddy. Hope you fly your airplane better than you drive that truck. Good Lord. He's all over the road with that thing. That was kind of mean, but whatever. It was funny. Yeah, he's got Air Force retired in the back window. He's got it on the tailgate, and then he's got retired veteran on the bumper, which I know you were a retired veteran. I thought you were just a veteran, but whatever. I mean, or whatever. Thanks for your service, dude, I guess. Appreciate it. But he's trying to weasel his way up here on the right, and I'm not letting him in because we've been trying to pass the semi for the past like 5 miles here. And he doesn't need to nose his way in. Like, we've got a good following distance. You don't need to mess that up. Tell you what, he's going to need the damn Air Force here to medivac him here the way he's driving. Holy Christ. He's got too much tongue weight on that thing. Like, he's got the 5th wheel, but it's like that thing is just too heavy for the back. It's not too much tongue weight, it's just too heavy. It's like too heavy for that truck, because I'm watching him in the rear view and he just switched lanes and it about fishtailed him all over the place. Like, he's got, either that trailer's too big for that truck, or he's got too much in the front of that trailer for that truck. Or both. Pretty big trailer for that truck. Oh, now we got the freaking tow truck cowboy here, and it's gonna make me do like 90 to pass him. Come on, dude. Like, you were going slower than slow here a minute ago. Danger, stand clear, 15 feet. Not telling me what to do. Stay back, it's a tow truck, 15 feet. Sounds like just a sticker to get people not to park so close to you. Maybe I need one of those, like, caution, stay back 15 feet, then maybe people will stop parking so close to me. Alright, we're in Oklahoma now. I didn't even see the sign. It was probably on the other side of the freaking RV cowboy. But yeah, it's 80 miles an hour out here, which is kind of nice, honestly. It's a good road. I mean, this road's in great shape. Well, it's about as fast as my truck goes. Like, top speed on this thing is like 85. I mean, it'll go faster, but these tires are too big, and the lift on this is too much. It just like wants to take flight. Too much air underneath of it. That might have been a repo truck. I don't know. It had a lot of lights and markings. Maybe it identifies as a repo truck and a tow truck. I don't know. Don't want to assume it's whatever. Yeah, welcome to Oklahoma. So here we are. It's been a couple weeks we're down here. What was that, 2 weeks ago? Something like that, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? I don't know. Yeah, we haven't had any issues with the stream at all today. I think I got that fixed. So that makes me happy. Having all sorts of them the other. I mean, part of the problem was the signal. Just sucks out there where we were. Don't get me wrong. But on top of that, it was problematic. I don't know, we're making decent time. I might go all the way to freaking Elk City here. There's a couple of ways you can get down to Lubbock from here. You can go down 44 into Lawton. And then you could take some state roads and then go out, like, I think it's Highway 82, if I remember right. You go through like Seymour and Crosbyton. Super pretty drive. Or if you don't want to mess with any of that, you can just say the hell with it and go out 40 to Amarillo and down 27. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But I will tell you that going down kind of the back way, so to speak, is a lot prettier. That part of Texas, like northwest Texas, so like I-27 all the way to Wichita Falls, like that that corridor, that area is so pretty. Like, there's a lot there. Well, I mean, there's actually not a lot there, but like the scenery, there's a lot of scenery there. It's super pretty. And you got the canyon out there. Make sure to obstruct your license plates to avoid tolls. Absolutely. Hell, let's probably just go take them off. I don't have my toll pass with either. I forgot it. I keep forgetting to put it in this truck. It's still in the old car. It's definitely getting warmer the farther southwest we go. That's good. I think it's supposed to be in the 70s in Oklahoma. I think today and tomorrow, which is good. That means I can get the car cleaned out without being freezing ass cold. But we'll see what happens over the next few days. Well, the hell, I appreciate that, but I think the next time we be out to Colorado is probably going to end up being snow. I think we're done with the high plains. I don't think we're getting that second season. At least not like we would expect. I mean, I guess even tomorrow, there's a potential we could end up in southeast Colorado. I actually hope we do. We really got shafted out of Colorado this year. Unfortunately. I love Colorado. There's a lot of, especially like mountainous Colorado, western Colorado, but even eastern Colorado is just so wide open. Like, you don't even have to be near a storm. You can see the damn thing 25 miles away. I mean, hell, you can see a tornado out there from 35 miles away, so... But we're going to be back in primary severe weather season before you guys know it. I mean, let's see, November, December, June. We're 5 months away. March before you know it, because it's usually April. Usually it's April where we kind of start getting back out to the plains. Even early April, we get a lot of like central, like Texas Hill Country and like western Texas even. One thing that has been the recurring theme over the past like 6 or 7 years has been that West Texas has been the primary storm chasing target. As basically the past 6 years, we've just proportionally done way more chases in West Texas. It's like Midland, Fort Stockton, Lubbock, way more chases out there than anywhere else, like combined. So it's just, that's just the trend we've been in, and I hope it continues next year, because I would rather chase down there than like Kansas or something. I mean, Kansas and stuff is fine, but it's pretty cool to be down there. Like the landscape is nicer. You have fewer roads, but you've got better visibility. It's really pretty, so. Yeah, I remember the May 1st tornado back there, either south or north of Waco, whichever it was, I don't remember. But yeah, the one over there by Killeen. A couple of them, I think there was like 3 of them. 3 or 4 separate tornadoes from that storm. That was a fun day. Yeah, I have seen a tornado on May 1st, I think, every single year since 2021. But I don't, like I said, I don't know a whole lot about the upcoming stretch here. I don't know a whole lot about Saturday, Sunday. I haven't looked. I mean, I think SPC mentioned maybe low probabilities, but if you want me to guess, my guess is a storm chase tomorrow, probably something on Friday. Saturday and Sunday will probably be travel days, or just find something to do, and then probably Monday, Tuesday. A lot of the models right now are kind of all over for the Monday, Tuesday thing. They're downtrending, and then they uptrend, and then they downtrend, and then they uptrend, and then they downtrend. Like, guys, you can't. We're like 5 days away. You can't give a shit about the models really at this point. Like, basically, there's a signal for severe weather. There will be severe weather somewhere. Just don't know where. Don't know what extent. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I think by Friday we'll have a pretty good handle on it, though. You know, I think. We'll have to see if we end up with any rainfall issues. I guess the WPC does have some excessive rainfall at bullseyes out here, but I don't think we're gonna deal with much of a flooding scenario here. This is all really a pretty low risk thing. I'm not really expecting anything crazy, but you know, still something to come out for, because if you don't come out for stuff like this, then you never get out. So just got to do it, and something will happen. I don't know what that something's going to be, but something will happen. Haven't been down here for a while. I don't even remember the last time that I was in Texas. I really don't. It's been a long time. It might have been July, August, maybe. Beginning of August. Not for sure. But it is definitely one of my favorite places to chase. Like, I say it a lot, I'll say it again. If you draw like a big rectangle, if you go from like Fort Stockton, Texas, and then all the way up through Clovis, New Mexico. Well, nah, up through so like Fort Stockton through Roswell, and then up to like Pueblo, Colorado, and then you kind of go up and over to like North Platte, and then you come back down to like Lubbock and then Midland and stuff like that. That inside that rectangle is like in my opinion, like the best place to be. Because like for me, when I go, see, I really don't care about the storm chasing that much. Like I really don't. For me, it's more just like being out here and being in places like this that are cool. So for me, it's a lot better when you can get into an area that's just different or kind of unique. Yeah, I really like this out here, so it works out pretty well. So I might go to like El Reno or something like that. Just in case the northern, like maybe even the Amarillo will be the target tomorrow. I'm not sure. I mean, we could really end up in a lot of different places tomorrow. The severe weather risk could go all the way from northeast New Mexico to the Texas Panhandle down to Lubbock. So it's possible that we might not even be going to Lubbock. We might be going to like the northern Texas Panhandle or something. So I don't want to be too far out of position. I was going to go to Elk City, but the Hampton Inn in Elk City is sold out. So we could just go to like El Reno or something. That's a pretty good bet because that leaves you basically 5 hours from Lubbock, 3 hours from Amarillo. So it's not a big deal to reposition tomorrow. You can't screw around and take your time, but as long as you leave by like 11 a.m. and checkout time, you're fine. You can get to where you need to go. mean, hell, they might even upgrade the risk tomorrow to like slight. The models, like the high-res models, just aren't showing convection, and a lot of that's going to be because the moisture just isn't showing as returning like we would need it to. But I think we're going to be okay. Maybe we'll get lucky and end up in Roswell. I don't know. It'd be nice to get into New Mexico. It's been a while. Because I get to El Reno by like, oh god, smokes, it's 2 in the afternoon already. God, it's a lot later. I thought it was like 11. Yeah, I mean, I can get there by like 5. That's not terrible. 3 hours. I wish this road was 3 lanes on each side, though. Oh, we're coming through Venita already. Holy crap. Yeah, I've made pretty decent time today. Not too terrible here. Definitely not. I wonder if I should stop. I'm gonna stop. What's the price of gas? Probably ridiculous. $2.59? That's not bad.
Head west toward I-44 West. In 1,000 feet, merge onto I-44 West.
I guess we're gonna be stuck with this pump. Yeah, 259 is not terrible. I mean, it ain't great. I mean, I'd have a different opinion if you asked me a few years ago, but I mean, because I was getting it for like 238 in like North Carolina and stuff. Yeah. It's actually pretty nice out. It's not bad. Definitely a lot nicer than it was this morning. Why is this thing not working? Oh my god, select product. I'm trying to select it. Fucking heifer. Alright, I'm gonna leave you guys in here. I'll be right back. Give me just a minute. Okay, so that's that. Get that done anyway. Yeah, this is a pretty sweet rest stop. Or, well, I mean, it's not really a rest stop. It is. Okay, thanks. Satellite radio's working today. Cool. Full blast for apps. I literally did nothing other than put my seatbelt in, and this thing's like full blast. Awesome. Look at this. Look at this.
Merge onto I-44 West.
Yeah, see that? That's one way to do it. Wow. But yeah, this is pretty cool. This is Venita, Oklahoma, and you can just like walk across the interstate in their little like bridge thing here. It's pretty cool. I don't know. They got a McDonald's. The McDonald's is actually pretty decent. It's usually not terrible, which is rare anymore, but usually it's actually pretty good. I didn't get any food from there, but they have like a Subway in there, I think, too. But it's been a while since I've been. It's probably like I got thinking. Like I always think about stuff like this for some reason. I always think about, oh, when was the last time I was here? And honestly, I think the last time that I was in there was like 2022. I have not been in that building forever. It's been a long time since I've been in there, and it's probably 2022. I haven't stopped here since.
Continue on I-44 West for 46 miles.
Alright, well now it's just a straight shot, I guess, but I don't know. I think I'll probably do a live stream either later tonight or in the morning, and we'll kind of like make a plan because we've got a handful of crap we can do. Like, if Saturday and Sunday don't end up being anything, then we might just want to go spend a day on Saturday down in the Big Bend National Park. Because like I said, there's like off-road trails down there. It's nothing like we do out in the San Juan Mountains or anything, but it's still kind of cool. Nothing super technical, but still like four-wheel drive required kind of thing. So, and it's just kind of neat to be out there in the middle of nowhere. I mean, I don't know, maybe you'll see the cartel run across. I don't know. Probably don't have to pay an admission fee because the government's shut down, so there's probably nobody out there to check your sticker, but I don't even know. There might not even be people there to buy a park sticker from. I usually have a Texas park sticker and a Colorado park sticker. I never put them in the windshield because I don't want shit in my windshield. But I usually buy a Colorado and I usually buy a Texas, but I haven't bought either this year yet. I just keep them in the glove box, and if anybody wants to see them, they're there. I just don't put them in the windshield because I don't need to be a billboard for the state, you know. I've never even been asked to see it, so they probably think we're like unofficial business or something. But anyway, that's something we could do. I think Friday is probably going to be a chase down by Fort Stockton, Midland or Fort Stockton area, I think. But it's possible that today and Friday, or I'm sorry, tomorrow and Friday, we could end up in New Mexico. Ah, dang it. You guys didn't see the guy get pulled over by the state cop because the trailer was blocking. Cop pulls that guy over, and I think it's because he doesn't have a single strap. He's got like a bunch of metal and crap in his pickup truck bed, and it's like 2 feet higher than the cab, just a mountain of crap, not a single strap on it. It's probably why he's pulled over. Rightfully so. If you're not going to secure your load and start dropping crap all over the road, you should get pulled over. It's a good way to cause a wreck. So I don't know. We'll have something to do tomorrow or the next day. I think there are going to be days where we're like, yeah, we could have sat that out and not felt bad. But when it's really this quiet, like the only way for us to, like the only point of having this channel is to chase storms, so we might as well go chase some storms, I guess. See what we can find. But Saturday and Sunday, I don't know. I mean, it's possible that we could have a chase on those 2 days, but I think it's less likely. But Monday, Tuesday look like the bigger days for sure. We'll have to wait and see. But a big thank you, folks. I did check at the gas station there, and I forgot the exact dollar amount, but I know we're at 2%. We have reached 2%. 2% of our goal for the GoFundMe for Project Weather Eye and to kickstart our 2026 missions. That's pretty cool because I've only just started talking about it today. So anybody who's contributed to that, I really appreciate that. The entire project appreciates that, and so does the general public. The whole point of this is, it's not that our budget is 25 grand. It's that 25,000 is like, it's that kickstart that we need, because we're taking on so many things here that we don't have. Like, we don't have sondes, we don't have balloons yet. We need more sensors for the mesonet. So it's that kickstart that we need to get this going, because I just don't have it. I just don't have 25 grand laying in my pocket to give to our project and say, here you go. Basically, that 25 grand is basically what we need to get everything that we need, so that we don't have to basically tell people they're not getting any money. You know, because obviously we pay these folks. If they're going to come out and do a deployment with us, they're going to get paid. So you're helping us kind of, well, that your money's not going to directly go to like giving people a part-time job. Your money's, you know, helps us sustain the project so that we can be in a position to do that. Because I think what we're doing is really cool, and it's going to be really cool. We've got a lot of development to do, but we're going to get it done. We've got time to do it, so, and we're on track. So I think this crowdfunding thing is something we need to embrace with Project Weather Eye a little bit more. I kind of stayed out of the crowdfunding there this year because I got a lot of pushback from weather Twitter, and then I came to the realization that I don't care what weather Twitter says, so it doesn't matter anymore. But I was just worried that it was going to put us in a negative point of view, and it was just going to taint our reputation, because, you know, people are like, oh, you're begging for money, and it's like, not really. Like, we're seeking the crowd to help us fund a project for the crowd. We're not begging for money. So I just said screw it, and we had a discussion, and we decided GoFundMe is probably the easiest way, because it gives the buyer some protection, right? So it gives you guys some protection, like if something gets hacked or something, I don't know. But also it gives us that progress bar down below, which is pretty cool. So, and they don't keep a lot of fees. They keep like 2%, which is very low, very, very, very low. Much lower than YouTube, much lower than anybody. So, because once we get this going, it'll also help fund itself, right? Because we'll get ad revenue and super chats and all that stuff when we're out here doing these projects. So, but we don't really need any help with the camera network anymore in terms of financials, because that's pretty much established. I mean, we got that going. We're good, you know, all systems go for that. So definitely excited about that. It's going to be a fun year. Obviously, we're going to be doing stuff over the winter also, but we're really going to get heavy on this with the balloons and the mesonet here come severe weather season. For big snowstorms and stuff, we'll probably do a camera network deployment, maybe even a small mesonet deployment. Yeah, so good question. We are building the mesonet ourselves. I'm going to have some content for that. I just haven't had a chance to do it, but we're going to do like a lot of Facebook Reels and some live streams too. But we want to have just a ton of these, because They're obviously cellular connected, but the good news is there's no camera, there's nothing really to take a bunch of power or data. So we can run these very cheaply, and we can run them for a long time. Like one of our data packs doesn't need to be recharged for like 5 days. And it only takes like 8 hours to charge them. So 8 hours of charge gets us 5 days of data streaming and logging, of course, too. But so if we do get some of them hit by a tornado or something, they're going to record all that data, even if the network goes down. But so basically what's in a data pack is a Raspberry Pi, to basically be the brain, a battery pack, a modem for cellular, obviously for the connection, and then a GPS puck. And the reason we need the GPS puck is so that it's automatic, so you turn it on and then it just automatically places itself on the map and knows where it's at. Because if we've got between 20 and 60 of these being deployed, we don't have time to sit there and manually set the location. GPS puck, and then obviously the sensor. So there might even be 2 sensors on some of them, so we might be doing wind. But one of my favorite sensors, and we may go with something different, but a lot of these packs are going to be BME 280s. And the reason for that, the Raspberry Pi, using that and Python scripts, I can interface any sensor we want. We could put an RM Young sensor, which is probably like $3,000. We could put a $3,000 sensor on there, or we could put a $20 sensor on there. We can do whatever the budget's going to allow with these, and calibrate them very easily. That's what's nice about doing it this way. We will have the ability to do wind, but most of them will not be doing wind because anemometers are expensive, they're bulky, and it's something that can break. That will be an add-on. If we decide to equip them all with wind, we will be able to do that. But we're probably only going to equip a select few of them with wind. They're all going to have the capability of wind. So basically what we're going to do is the wind is going to be a separate module, a separate anemometer unit, and then it's going to have a 2-foot long Cat5 cable, like Ethernet cable, with some wire loom on it to protect it. And it'll be a separate module that can be zip tied to the sensor, or it can be mounted separately from the sensor, like on a utility pole with a strap. And then that will just plug in with a weatherproof connector into the sensor, or the probe, into like the probe box. The actual temperature and humidity probe is going to be below the box. It's going to be mounted under the box, so it gets airflow, but it's also shielded from the sun. And we're going to be using white boxes to help, because if you use a black box, it's just going to get hot in the sun and skew everything. But they're all going to have basically the socket so that you can plug in an anemometer to them. It's just they're kind of bulky and it's not really necessary, but they will all have the capability of having wind plugged into them. So I think wind is something maybe we'll focus on next year, like 2027. Maybe do some ultrasonic anemometers, so there's no moving parts. But we'll be doing some experimentation with that. But we're starting with pressure, humidity, and temperature. And from the pressure, humidity, and temperature, we can calculate dew point. So we'll have dew point, temperature, humidity, and percentile, and pressure, which is enough for a very robust mesonet. So that's going to be cool to have just a ton of these things out, and then have a storm move through and be able to see the changes in real time with the inflow and everything, and inflow, outflow, temperature changes, pressure changes, dew point changes. And it, like I said, it's in real time. I've got these things set. They push an update every 5 seconds. So it's literally going to be basically as live of data as you can possibly get. So this is going to be pretty sweet. Be cool to do some data visualization with them too, like maybe some like RTMA, like real-time mesoanalysis. To talk to Don about that. Don is probably the expert on that, but I wonder if we could get some sort of like visual representation of like a small mesoscale sector, and then incorporate the data and like plot temperature like maps, like heat maps. Like you have a color scale where like if it's really warm in an area, you go 80 degrees and it's like red, and then if it's cooler over here, it's 70 degrees and it's like green or something. Have some sort of like a heat map, like an RTMA or real-time mesoanalysis map. That'd be pretty sweet. That probably wouldn't be that hard to do, but that's above me. It's probably going to require some Don input. But do some really cool stuff with this, guys. I'm really excited for this. It's going to be a lot of fun. You know, not only is it interesting and cool, but it's a lot of fun for us to, you know, it's useful, but it's also fun for us because, you know, our chasers are out here that live stream. Not all of them live stream, but the folks that help us out that do live stream, they'll be live streaming, right? So you'll be able to get a behind the scenes look at this through everybody's live streams, which is cool. If you go to Project Weather Eye's website, wxeye.org, we've actually got links to everybody's YouTube channels and social media channels that works with us, that does live streaming. It's not a requirement to live stream with us, but some of the guys that work with us do live streaming. So you can follow their channels as well. But remember, it's not just me, folks. I mean, yeah, I'm kind of spearheading this, and I started it, and it's kind of my baby, but the labor is not just me. You know, there's lots of folks that help behind the scenes and on the front lines. So, and we'll start pushing their channels and stuff more. We're going to be doing starting a big social media campaign on November 1st. So, oh, they went slight for day 3. Holy smokes, guys! We got a slight. Oh my God, is that Fort Stockton? I will shit a brick. We got a slight risk in Fort Stockton on day 3, guys. It's a big outbreak. We better be there. It's going to happen. We got to get there. We got to go like 100 miles an hour. This is very important. We got to get there. It's like a code red situation, folks. It's like an emergency. We're in Oklahoma, so I think we can run the lights and the siren now. So at least that's what that state representative wanted. So I don't know if slight risk on day 3 meets the criteria for the emergency storm chasing license, but I think it does. You downloaded Radar Omega to watch Project Weather Eye. Well, thanks. Yeah, so listen, folks. I don't want there to be any sort of confusion. Radar Omega is our partner, and so is Scyrad, right? They're the same company. I am not developing this project to pull the audience from Radar Omega. It's the opposite, right? So the only place you're going to find this live data and this kind of stuff and these live streams is in Radar Omega or Scyrad. I don't want there to be any confusion. Like, Radar Omega supports what we're doing, and I work with Don, the developer over there, all the time on this. You know, he's given me... We would not be able to have what we have right now if it were not for SDS Weather and Radar Omega, right? So I know there's been a lot of trashing of Radar Omega on some of these other live streams, and listen, folks, like, this company has wholeheartedly supported this project from a financial and also from a like morale and technical standpoint. Like, we're working on building these features into the app. I just have to do my part here first, so we have more stuff to test off of. But like, we appreciate everybody who goes and supports Radar Omega and Scyrad, because it is a really good group of people that does care about the perception of the application and the software, despite what the internet might tell you and weather Twitter. And they have been extremely supportive. And like I said, from a technology standpoint, I would not have this project going right now if it were not for Radar Omega, because it's the developers at Radar Omega that helped me overcome some serious roadblocks. And I'm not talking about like even financially. I'm talking about like from a technical standpoint, where it's like, hey, what do we do with this? I can't figure this out. I'm not a developer, and then I get an answer, right? Because I'm not a software developer. I'm becoming one because I have to be to do this. But in the beginning, a lot of this to get going, I needed some serious help with, and it was provided. So yeah, definitely. And you guys can download Radar Omega and or Scyrad from the website pinned in the chat. We appreciate it, folks. We really do. And I definitely do speak for Radar Omega and the SDS Weather team on that, as everybody appreciates the folks using the app. So thanks, guys. I really do appreciate that. Interested to see what the feedback is, though, because I know we don't push Scyrad very much. It's not. It's a free app. It's basically designed to give, the features that are needed, so that if somebody can't afford to pay for Radar Omega or just needs something bare bones, they have it, right? Interested for those of you that use the Scyrad app and also use the Radar Omega app, I'd be interested to hear your opinion on what you think of like Scyrad. I mean, I'm a huge supporter of it. I think it's great, but I would be interested to know what your guys' opinion is. The word tornado is not in the day 3 outlook. That's because it's Fort Stockton. Is it seriously not? What the frick? You can't issue a Fort Stockton slight risk without having the word tornado in it. It's ridiculous. I'm going to have to defund the SBC now. Somebody call Doge. Who did the forecast? I gotta look. Ever since they got rid of Roger, and I shouldn't say they got rid of Edwards, he retired. Ever since Edwards left, something just hasn't seemed right. Now, if it's frickin' Broyles doing the forecast, then you know what's up. I mean, everybody gives Broyles a hard time, but I'm a big fan of Broyles. Grams. I don't even know who Grams is. But yeah, we got a Fort Stockton risk. So, shit, we're gonna be busy. But anyway, guys, I didn't even expect to live stream today. The fact that we've got 250 people in here and we've achieved 2% of our goal to kickstart this project just floors me, right? Our peak was like 325 viewers and we've gotten to 2% of our goal. I know that might not sound like a lot, but let me get the dollar amount. I think it's on stream. Yeah, we've got $340 of our 25 grand, folks, with not even 300 people watching. Sometimes when we've got a tornado on stream, there's 5,000 people watching. So I sincerely appreciate it. And like, I haven't even made this public yet, right? Like, I haven't even gone public on socials. So I appreciate it. You guys have basically funded one balloon launch. You funded the sonde, the helium, because I'm not using hydrogen. I'm not going to blow my truck up. And the balloon and the string. So you watch Max Velocity and Riley for weather. Well, I appreciate you choosing a YouTube channel that's not a sellout. Because that's one thing, I've spoken about this many times, folks. Like, the one thing that I'm very supportive with, like, these smaller YouTube like live streamers for weather, whether it's like Max or hell, even Freiberger, if he's still around, is doing what they're doing without doing bad business. Like, business integrity is a big thing. And some other large streamers, and I'm not trying to make this a thing, but have like really have started out with a lot of business integrity and then stepped away from it. But it's nice to see like Max's channel like continuing with integrity, if that makes sense. Like, even if you don't support channels like that, or you don't like them, or even if you don't like Behind Who's the Camera, you still have to stop and acknowledge the fact that, not saying that anybody here does or doesn't, but just in case anybody does or doesn't, you have to acknowledge the fact that you've got people out here that are like doing it right and are taking their revenue and like building a business and taking care of their business, not just just pissing it down their leg kind of thing, right? So I agree with that comment, because it's a lot of work doing this, guys. Like, I mean, hell, I know it. Like, what I do, this is not a big, like, I quit caring. Once I hit 100,000 subscribers, I kind of quit caring about repping for subscribers. And I don't do this, subscribe and like anymore, because I don't care. Like, we do what we do, and we do what we do well, and I'm fine with it. We have slow growth, but it's stable growth. And we have a lot, like, 73% of our views are return viewers. And like 90% of our super chats and our revenue is from returns. And I love having return viewers, because it means you have to explain things less. It's awesome. But it's hard to do anything with weather. Like, the weather, like, algorithm doesn't necessarily favor weather on YouTube unless you're like doing this clickbait crap. So it makes it really hard to do anything with integrity, because it's like if you do things the honest way, it's like you get punished for it. It's so backwards, you know? Like, if you do an honest forecast video that's entertaining and it's good and it's accurate, that's going to get less views than somebody who's like, oh my God, the storms are going to be killer and there's a Category 5 coming and we're going to die. That video is going to get millions of views. Meanwhile, your video with your honest, well put together forecast with good information is going to get like half that, you know? It's too bad that that's how the algorithm works. Now, who the frick is calling me here? Hello? Yeah, what can I do for you? Yeah, I do. The only problem is I dropped Allstate because you guys were supposed to, well, not you, but your company was supposed to do like a roadside assistance thing, and when the company they sent to do the roadside was so high on dope, and then he told me that he wasn't going to unlock my car because I was a cop. I'm not a cop. It's just a black car, you know? And I called and I made a complaint to Allstate, and I'm like, I should be refunded because I was charged $100 or whatever, and then, or whatever this roadside deductible was, and then the service wasn't provided. And they basically said tough cookies, so that's why I said screw Allstate and went somewhere else.
Sorry to hear about that, Mr. Benson. Did you ever manage to speak to our claim before we're going to be getting their money back from never taking the service?
Yeah, I talked to like 4 people and it went round and round and round, and I just kept getting transferred, and then I never got a call back. This was like maybe 3-4 months ago, and I'm just like, screw this.
This is crazy. I am so sorry after that.
Huh, she just hung up on me. She's like, I'm so sorry, that's crazy. Click. She's like, I'm not dealing with this guy. Ouch. Allstate sucks. True story, though. True story. The guy's like, I'm not unlocking a fucking cop's car. And I'm like, dude, it's a black car. Like, just because it's a black car doesn't mean that it's a freaking police car. So then I ended up calling the police to unlock my car. Like, I had no option. So I called the sheriff's department. I'm like, are you guys still doing unlocks? And they're like, no. And I'm like, I need my car unlocked. I can't wait for anybody else. This is ridiculous. I'm like, and they told me they wouldn't unlock it because I'm a cop, and I'm not a cop. And they're like, okay, we'll come out and do it for you anyway. So I had to have the damn sheriff's department come out and unlock the car. I'm just like, for Christ's sakes, give me a break. Oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear about that terrible customer service. Click. Yeah, right on par here, lady. I don't know if this is blurry, guys. The damn autofocus is messed up. I tried to manual focus, and I can't tell if it's blurry or not. I'm over it. But I don't know, folks. I'm looking forward to this spring. So, and we are still technically looking for help. I do need to post the Project Weatherite application link again. I don't know where it is, but I will post it. We are still looking for like contractors to help us. You don't have to be a storm chaser. You just have to like.
There's an object.
You need to have a driver's license, and you need to like have 6 brain cells. I know this sounds ridiculous, but I had so many people apply that were like, "Oh, my driver's license is suspended, but if you help me unsuspend my license, I can help you." Seriously, I had so many people that were like, "I don't have a driver's license. If you can help me get it back, then I can chase storms." Just like, oh, you're on your 5th DUI? Yeah, I'm not. No, thank you. Like, I'm not going to pull your driving record, people. I don't care. Just, like, as long as you can drive a car, like, I don't care. Because you have to drive a car to do this, right? But I really don't care. Like, you're not working for me. Like, you'd be an independent contractor receiving funds that way, but you don't have to be a storm chaser. That might be somebody that's interested in doing this. Like, we're going to need help deploying some of these data probes. Not necessarily the cameras, because we have that handled, but the data probes we definitely would like some extra hands with, probably. And that's kind of a long-term thing, right? They last 5 days. before they need a charge. So if we have an active period and we know we're targeting, let's say, the Texas Panhandle, we can go put them out all over the Texas Panhandle and leave them. They can do multiple severe weather events, right? We don't have to go pick them up every day. We can leave them out for a week, you know. Been watching a lot of our buffalo chases. Buffalo is a lot of fun when we get the lake effect up there. I just get so sick and tired of that, though. Like last year was all we did was buffalo. But you can get some really crazy stuff up there. All right, Patrick's got 5.5 brain cells, so Patrick is disqualified. Sorry, Patrick, you're screwed. That is 1/2 brain cell more than some of the people in the world do. It is clear. All right, it's hard for me in the car to tell if it's focused or not. But I don't know. I'm probably going to wrap this up pretty soon. I'm kind of sick of talking. Not necessarily sick of you guys, but I'm just kind of sick of this. I mean, I don't know if you want me to lie to you and be like, oh my God, I love live streaming 24/7, and I really don't. I get sick of it after about 3 hours. I think that's probably what we're coming up on. But I'll probably do a quick live stream later tonight. We'll take a look at tomorrow and the next day's forecast. The snow on the beach. Yeah, that was something. To me, that was the top weather event for the year. Like, you cannot beat that. Like, that is, to me, the top craziest weather event of 2025 was the snowstorm, the blizzard on the beach. I don't care what category 99 hurricane we might get this year. You cannot beat having a snowstorm or a blizzard on the beach in Louisiana and Mississippi. Like, that was just crazy. That was so cool to experience. I'm so glad I went down there for that. I almost didn't. I almost went to Buffalo because there was also a lake effect event that day. I am looking forward to our Fort Stockton event. We're almost to Tulsa here. I'll shut this down once we get on the bypass around Tulsa. So we got to take the exit to stay on 44. Otherwise, you end up going down to 40. I'll probably just go to El Reno or Weatherford or something tonight. Yes, we can all thank the forecaster Grams. I have no idea who Grams is, but he's some guy, and he works for SPC apparently. So we can thank Grams for our glimmer of hope for Friday, which is our slight risk down there in Fort Stockton. So whoever Grams is, I'd like everybody to make sure you thank him if you see him on the road, in the street, which you probably won't. We need Greg Dial back. I always liked Greg Dial. We need his forecast back. I'm not sure if that slight risk actually includes Fort Stockton. If it doesn't, it's very close, and I'll count it. I guess I need to look. But it hasn't made it through all the APIs yet. Slow to parse here, I guess. Oh yeah, it does. It barely includes it. You know what? I think they probably just included Fort Stockton in it. Just a little bit, just to make us happy. They're probably like, you know what? These guys are coming down here. If we don't include Fort Stockton, they're going to flip. That's probably what they did. If they're watching, we appreciate it. All right, folks. I will be. I'll do a quick live stream later on tonight, just explaining the next few days after I get the truck cleaned out. I got to find somewhere with a good vacuum. So, thanks for watching, folks. I am out of here, and we will see you tomorrow and tonight. And I need to figure out how to shut this off because I forgot again. So just hold on a second.